Hey guys. Hey guys. Can you all hear me? Hello Sign. Hello Akhil. Hi Akhil. Hello everybody out there. Good evening all. Can you all hear me? Chirag, hi. Hi Harsha, Ravijit, Abhishek, Abhimanya, Purushottan, Kunal, Anirudh, Akshat, Srihar and Vaishak, Santosh, Bhavna, Mahati, Tejas. Gra- Great guys. So many names. I'm missing out on so many names out here. Uh, yeah. So I guess I'm clear. Hi Bilok, I'm good. How are you? Hi Tarinath, good evening. Hi Neeraj. So hope you guys are waiting for this session, and this is like one of a session where you won't, you won't find this kind of sessions elsewhere. I'm sure you guys are excited to attend this session. Hi Mohan. Hi, good evening Ibrahim. Hi Vinay. Yes Tanu, thanks a lot. Hi, I'm not Dheeraj. By the way, Dheeraj will be talking with you guys. You know, okay. Okay, there was a slight issue there. All right. So, guys, I hope the screen is visible. We'll start exactly at 8, right? We have 1 more minute, guys. So I want you guys to sit in a place where it is there is no disturbance, because the next 1 hour is going to be very important, and the concept of the webinar is quite simple. We are going to tell about how to be prepared for the product companies which is going to visit your colleges in the next month, and there'll be a lot of companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Google, right, kind of companies, directly kind of companies which is going to visit your campus in the coming months, and I'm sure you guys are excited for it. We are going to help you. Yes, PayPal also. We are going to help you how to prepare for those kind of companies. What is that coding? What kind of questions they'll ask in your interview, and how to prepare for it? Because going into a product company is a dream for so many people. I'm sure you guys have that one sort of dream. I'm sure you guys are awaiting for those moments to go and sit in an interview. That's all the students cannot do that, right? You have to prepare for that well, and I'm sure you guys are on the way to that point, right? So this session is going to help you to reach that destination, right? So next 1 hour is going to be very, very important for you guys, and whatever doubts you have, you can ask to the trainers who are going to handle this session, right? So before that, quickly we'll just check whether I'm audible. So here's a quick poll. You can just click on yes if I'm audible and no if I'm not. So there are 2% who clicks on, and it says 4% probably. Yeah. Okay. Mostly I'm audible. For the people, if I'm not audible, please check your system. Please check your internet. Most of the people, I'm audible, right? So to start off with, I think this would be a great question to start to understand the audience here. So can you please answer this question, guys? What is your dream company, right? So I can see, right. It's not surprising to see this answer. What's your guess, guys? What would be the most people's answer? Can you guess? Fantastic, Shubham. You're right. Vivek, you're right. Most of the people, yes, yes, sign. And someone says, Zamin says it's Apple, right? Fantastic. But most of the people are commenting it is Google, right? So that's the dream company for so many people. And Willow says it's Amazon, right? Great. And so I'll just tell you the split here, guys. 53% of the people have chose Google as their dream company. 16%, that's very surprising. 16% of the people have said it's Microsoft. 21% have said it's Amazon. Don't think that you'll get free items after you go into Amazon. That's different, guys, right? And 2% have said Flipkart, and 8% have said others. Others probably, Apple, Nutanix or SAP Labs kind of companies that will come. So amazing to see this answer as expected, but I didn't expect 16% for Microsoft. I thought Microsoft would rank second, but anyways, Google, as expected, it's first one. So this session is a roadmap for those kind of companies which you're dreaming for. In most of the colleges, IITs, NITs, VIT, SRM, and all the top tier one colleges, you will get to sit in this product companies in the next month. So it is high time that you understand the pattern, understand the kind of questions they ask in the interview, and you have to get prepared for those, because the competition is slightly lesser than the mass recruiters like TCS, Infosys, but still the scrutiny in that interview will be slightly higher. So we have to be prepared for that, right? So the agenda of today's session, we are going to see what are the basic things that are required to get into the advanced level of coding. Because all these dream companies, right, product companies, they used to get, they used to ask all the advanced competitive coding kind of things. But before that, what are the basic things that are required to crack these companies? Because always any company, right, any company you go, basics are always important. Of course, advanced coding, we have to we have to be strong, but basics are always important. So this session, the basics, what are the things that we should know to get into advanced level coding, is will be handled by Geeta, right? She is a technical trainer. She has 4+ years of training experience. She has trained over 60-70,000 students in technical industry, and she will be explaining that what are the basics that are really necessary to crack this to get into advanced level of coding. And post this, Mr. Dheeraj will handle what is competitive coding and what can you guys hear me? Am I audible, guys? Can you guys hear me, everybody? Yes. And after this, Dheeraj will handle what is competitive coding, Google, Flipkart, Apple kind of companies. What are the questions they'll ask? How to prepare for this competitive coding is what he's going to explain. So I'm sure this session is going to be great, guys. Make sure that you are attentive. The next 60 minutes is going to be awesome. So I'll pass on the mic to Geeta. So Geeta, here is your mic. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon.
Good evening, guys, all of you. So hope you are still waiting for the session. Let me begin. As Mr. Pandal said, you guys have to be very good in your basics before you enter your advanced level coding, that is competitive coding. So let me check, basics means, what do you think is basics? So can you comment it in the things? Like, say, when I say C language, people used to tell learning structure and union is something advanced. So in C language, what do you think is basics, or till what concept can we say it's all about basics? Okay, Cyan have given me pointers, syntax, OOP, logics, array. Cool. I'm getting a lot of answers from people. Data type, size, syntax. Exactly. It's not about just learning what is what. So before going on to it, I thought we'll show you some question, and from there I will explain you what the basic term defines in the language. So guys, before that, tell me which is your favorite language. You can see a poll there. C, C++, Java, Python, C#. So which is going to be favorite language? Cool, I'm getting a lot of response. So C sharp is the least language voted by people. Cool. And it's like more than 50%. It's like C language. Yes, I understand, because right from the first year or beginning of a college, people taught me C every year. Am I correct? Yes, even practical or whenever you start doing it, you always begin with the C language. Yes, yeah. And Java, yes, cool. Java is also cool enough. When we come to CSE and IT department, they also study Java and they also start programming in Java. But default C language. The reason any non-IT department students also practice by starting it with C language. Cool. Now, what is one thing here? Is like when you wanted to like get placed in Amazon or Google or Microsoft, as you guys told that that is your dream company, is it learning only C languages is like more than enough? Okay, because C language nowadays it become a default one. Now, when you take 8th standard, 9th standard kid who's in school, even he knows what is C language, right? You go ask him how a for loop works. No wonder if he explains you the correct answer, right? Yes. So knowing only C language, cool, but that's not alone is like enough. We should always keep ourselves upgrading with other languages, especially with Java, if you wish. Okay. Yes. Now, I have one more question for you. Now here I'm going to just show you like a few questions from C. Since most of you voted from C, I'm going to choose a question from C language. Let's see the question. Yes. Now can you see a question on your screen? I'll give you 20 seconds for you to look at the question. Then I'll show you the options and you can choose your answer in the poll. Your time started. Go through the question, try coming up with the answer. Soon I'll show you the poll. Yes. 15, cool. Anusha, Yash, Niraj, Sayan, and Sai, Pranesh. Yes, cool. Wait, hold on. I'll give you a poll for this. Okay, guys. Now you can, the poll is open. Let me see how many of you vote for this. Cool. 75. No, it's still increasing. Wait a minute. Once the poll gets over, let me tell you the number or reveal the number. Oh my God, it's correct. 60. No, it still goes high. Super guys, 73% of the total attendees gives me the answer saying, ma'am, it's 15. Okay, Tamanna, is it 15? That's a question. Cool. Let me give you the answer. Let me reveal it. Okay, still people are submitting the responses. Finish it faster. And 20% of people have given me garbage value. And yes, well, okay, have given me garbage value. And very, very, very less number of persons. The least vote is given to the number 10. Okay, fine. Let me show you. So the same options you had in the poll. Okay, so now can you see the options on your screen? So these are the options. I mean, few people gave me 15, garbage value 10. You know, the most, the highest response which I've got is the number 15, option 15. So do you think the answer is correct? And do you think I'm going to come up and start with my class with such an easy question? Definitely not, right? I'm not going to do such thing. So let's see what your answer. Basically, your answer is wrong. Guys, your answer is wrong. So what else could be the answer? So option D is wrong. And that was the majority people. I mean, the vote, the highest percent of vote was for option D, but it's wrong. So now the second vote is 19%. I mean, a garbage value, which is 19%. But I'm sorry, that's also wrong. Okay, we'll see how to do this question because there's only two more options. I cannot reveal the answer just like that. So let's see how it works. See guys, this problem is what? It's all about a macro, correct? Can you see a hash define on your second line of the program? Hash define product of A comma B, that is A into B. Now, what do you mean by this macros? Do you guys have any idea of what is this macros? So can you see this line? Hash different product? Yes. So what do you mean by macros, guys? Macros? Yeah, preprocessor. Them 3 is added to it and 1 is subtracted. Abhishek, cool. I'll get back to that answer. Okay. Macros generally, what does that do? Yeah, preprocessor is correct. Okay. So as you said, Akhil Reddy, it's like text replacement before processing. If that was the case, then why didn't you get the correct answer? Okay, see, it's not function. Remember, whatever I'm doing here, this product A comma B, wherever this is found, okay, wherever product of A comma B is found, it is replaced with A into B. Now, here is the place where we actually found this product of A comma B, right? Now, what is X value? 3. So, can you see X value first get replaced 3 plus 2 and that Y was replaced with 4. So 3 plus 2, 4 minus 1. Now, again, let's come back. So this will be treated as A. Remember, this is A. And this 4 minus 1 is B. Now, what you have done is, you people have done 3 plus 2, 5, 4 minus 1, 3. So you passed 5 and 3 as A and B. So when 5 into 3 is 15. But your answers were wrong, right? Okay, remember, pre-processing line, that is macro line, does only replacement. It will not add things or do any other operation. It just only replaces the statement. So now what happens? Let's see. So product of A comma B, no? So that A value was 3 plus 2, B value was 4 minus 1. It was just replaced with A into B because I know A value is 3 plus 2, then this symbol asterisk same, then B is 4 minus 1, and again that is same. Okay, so it will not replace like 5 into 3. That's wrong. Okay, that is not the concept of macro. So what happens? 3 plus, okay, now what happens? Can you guess? So plus asterisk symbol, I mean multiplication and minus. Cool, you got Vilok, Shashidharan. Yes, you guys are right. Because now what happens? Bodmas rule. Yes, Vaishak, you're right. Bodmas rule. So Bodmas, BODMAS, bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Cool. Cool. So how do you get 4 into 2? We get 8. 8 plus 3, 10. 8 plus 3, 11. 11 minus 1, 10. So finally your answer is 10. Got it? So now why am I giving you such question here? That's it. Very simple. I wanted to tell you, knowing basics, macros is one of a basic concept. Do you agree, people? Macros is not such a like very tedious or very advanced concept. No, it's going to be very, very simple, basic concept. You agree that I asked you a very simple question from macro, but you failed to answer 90% of people. Why is it happening? Which means it tells you that you are not strong enough in basics. Is that the question? Yes, you have to put some extra effort in learning the basics correctly. Remember only one thing here in this macro. Macro does replacement and nothing else. Whatever is there, it will just replace as such. Okay, got it? Yes. So you understood how good you are in basics. That's okay, not a problem. But still, when like you start revising, I'll ask you one more question. Okay, one more question. I have it for you. So we'll see how, again, just go through the question for 10-15 seconds, then I'll start the poll. Okay, hope you have like read the question. So I'll give 10 more seconds because the question is little lengthy. You need to understand it. Take some 5 more seconds, then I'll start the poll. So here's your poll, guys. Super. Yes, we'll close the poll. The highest vote has been for compile time error, and then 25% for garbage value, and the rest 0 and 1 has got equal weightage. Cool. So those who are voted for 0 and I hope you remember, you might be knowing the concept called Indianness. right? What do you mean by Indianness? Endian, Indianness. Okay, so Indianness. Okay, now let's see. I'll show you a picture, guys. I mean, next slide, guys. Let's imagine I'm going to declare a variable called 97. I mean, declare a variable called I in which let's store 97. Let's take the size of a integer is 1 byte. Okay, let's take the size of integer is 1 byte. See, it's not 1 byte, all of us know, but let's say it's 1 byte. Okay, so now what happens? Usually you might have learned in this way in your college days or wherever you refer. They say this is 1,000 and here is a position where 97 is being stored. But let's not go through this way, because when you learn it in this way, you failed to understand or you failed to learn what is Indianness, which is again an important concept. Okay, so it's like what? 1 byte. So what am I going to do? 8-bit, right? So 1097 being in binary value converting, so it is being stored in this way, right? What if I have 97, I mean, size of integer is 2 bytes? What if 97 is of 2 bytes? 2 bytes means what? 2 bytes is 32 bits. Am I correct? Yes, 16 bits. 1 byte is 8 bits, 2 bytes is 16 bits. If that is the case, and 97, 8 bits is more than enough, but the size is 2 bytes, so I'm going to make it as 16 bits, right? So when we store it in this way, how it is gets stored? So 2 bytes, right? So 1000 is 1 byte, and again 1001 is 1 byte. So each byte has got 8 bits. Now this most significant byte will be put in this 1000th, and this will be put in 1001th byte. Yes. Now I'm placing the first 8-bit in the first part, and here the least significant byte on the lower part, right? So you know this way of memory allocation is basically called as big endian mission. Big endian mission. And I wanted to show you the other way. Suppose 97, again I'm taking this way. Okay, if this part is put on the first byte and the most significant byte placed in the lower one, means this is called little endian mission. Okay, so it's like simple. Generally, all you take any memory storage, it will be 2 types, either big endian or little endian. Okay, it's based on the machine or the RAM or the processor. It basically decides either big endian or little endian. Okay, so now let's come back here and let me finish this question. So when I say this question, let's look at the answer. When I say int height, this is union, right? Union means it captures the maximum size. So for int, let's say it's 4 bytes, and for character, it's again 4. So totally 4 bytes will be allocated, and I'm going to store I in this. I mean, I'll store value 1 in the location I. So now 1 means how 4 bytes means how it will be stored, either 16 bits, no? So either this way, this is first byte, second, third, and fourth byte. If this is the case, then this is called big endian mission, right? Or this will be in reverse way. If first, this can be in the first, or the remaining less than or 0, right? So if this is the case, then it will be little endian. So answer here, when I access x.c is only 1 byte, so it will be accessing the first byte. So first byte will be either 0 or it can be either 1. Okay, based on the endianness of a mission, either 0 or 1 will be your answer. Okay, so this is all about endianness. And again, since like it is also important to learn how endianness works, like because it's been compared with the memory. Okay, so now let me stop here, because I can even show you a lot of questions like this. It's not about all showing questions, it's all about telling you how it really works. Okay, so cool. And finally, one question to all of you. Do you think that mastering in C language or in any one language takes you to the, or makes you get placed in the product companies like your dream, like Microsoft, Google, Amazon? Because they give you 17 lakh per annum or 18 lakh per annum, even more than that. So when those guys do, they expect only mastering in a language, or what else? it's not just a language, right? You also need something else to crack your product companies, right? Cool. Yes, I know you guys are eagerly waiting for the next session. And here comes Mr. Dheeraj, who's currently working in Microsoft. He's going to continue with the next session. Who will be giving you some idea about data structures and algorithm, or how to do a competitive like coding and all. Thank you for my session. Thank you, guys. Mr. Dheeraj will continue. Yes, Mr. Dheeraj, you can.
Hey guys, this is Dheeraj here. I'm currently working in Microsoft. Uh, hey Sayan, how did you get placed in Microsoft? Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to discuss. So everyone is excited to see what I have to say. All right. So I'm here to tell you the quickest way to get into one of the dream companies, which is product-based companies for any computer science student. So what I meant by dream companies, first of all, it's the package. It will be coming with an awesome package of at least 15, 16 lakhs per annum. But along with that, there is something called persistence of company. The company, to be frank, after my BTech, I got placed in a startup company called Multionus, which was, again, the package was around 5, 6 lakhs per annum. But I want to call out the fact that the company does not exist anymore. So it's only from 2013 till now. But if that is the case, then with what trust you get into a company, because you don't know when this company is going to shut down, and you need to wear a tie and get a printout of the CV and go to the companies again and again. There is something called persistence of company that company will have a future of decades, right? And the third one, work-life balance. Probably you might have your seniors or even your colleagues who are working in some of the startups which will be paying you good. But one thing is work-life balance, that you may be seeing them starting their software industry life from the morning 8 o'clock till night 10. It's not going to run in the long term, right? You know that more responsibilities will come, and in everything. Work-life balance is a very important fact that you will not burn out easily. With being that said, I'm going to tell you the competitive coding life of mine. So along with BTech and then MTech and then right now I'm in Microsoft, I started competitive coding, especially in 2010, because I didn't know there is something called competitive coding till that time. So it was an intra-college coding competition, and just like any coding competition, there will be a lot of problems to solve for the easy level. So I was just solving many easy level questions one by one. So all of them were like 5, 10 marks of marks. So then I have seen some hard problems which is given 150 marks. Then I was wondering, what is that? I did a naive approach just to solve that problems. And then whoever was the coordinator that told me the input size is very high, which is like 5 MB file or something. And it took 6 hours to run, where one of my competitor who did submit his code, it only took just 2 seconds just to get the same answer. So the correctness is not the problem here. You may have many algorithms which will be giving the same correct output, but the problem here is the efficiency. If my code is taking 6 hours to run where someone else is taking only 2 seconds, then something fundamentally wrong with the efficiency of the problems that I have written. Then onwards, I focused on HackerRank, CodeChef, and Gigs for Gigs. And then again, I did my master's from IAC. Campus placement in IAC was nothing but coding competitions. I want to call out that fact because IAC is a prestigious college, but still you will not get jobs in Microsoft or Adobe or Nutanix directly just like that. They will still take one of the hardest coding competitions, and then only they will make you come to their company. And also, I want to say that I have, after I started my life in Microsoft, there are many people that I have referred who are working professionals who has excellent knowledge in frameworks and like technologies, new technologies, but they all get eliminated in the coding rounds because, like I said, efficiency is one of the fundamental thing that your coding needs to have. Okay, so can you tell me what is competitive coding? All right, Vaishak is saying it's a sport. Kind of, I would rather say it's a skill. Questions asked on different coding styles. All right, let's see. This is the breakdown of that question. For any question, any coding question, there could be having multiple algorithms. Some of them would be covering only specific cases where you will only give some specific criteria input, then it will give the right output. Otherwise, it will not give. Some of the problems, some of the algorithms are almost right, that will give correct output almost always, except some corner cases. So there are multiple algorithms. Then a subset of them having correctness equal to 100%. And then even more a subset which is having correctness is 100% and minimum time and space complexity. Now in modern standards, it's not just time and space. There is many things like how for example in mobile platforms, this is not just time and space. There is more like how much battery it will take, how much complex that how much heat will, lot of parameters are there. But in the traditional terms, any algorithm can only be assessed using time and space complexity, and that we will call current state of art. Now in everywhere in all these companies, they will ask one question. You need to you can even start with your naive approach, but after that, then and there, when in the interview round, you need to optimize your algorithm, you need to make it more efficient, and you need to convince that interviewer saying that, hey, this algorithm it was order of n cube, then it was a bad complexity, then I slightly improved it. And even if you did not reach to the current state of art, it is still okay, but because you have shown the talent of improving and rebuilding the algorithm in a totally efficient way. And that is what matters in most of the product based company interviews. All right, so here is a sample efficient coding example or competitive coding example that I want to explain. Okay, I'm answering one question from Megha. Is coding compulsory in placement? Coding, if you mean by it's a language, like you need to code in C or C++, then it's no. Sometimes they will ask a problem, you even start writing a mathematical function. For example, if it is a recursive function, fn of a equal to max of fn of a minus 1 comma something. It's a recursive, writing recursive function is purely mathematical, but that is fair enough. So they will know that you have the logic and reasoning skills, then they will not wait for you to code it. But yes, any C based language, they sort of expect you to have coding, because some of the companies when they come to your college for placement, they even conduct a coding round. For there, you cannot write a pseudocode or algorithm. You may need to write actual code there. All right, so then so many questions. How to get basic use to approach for competitive programming? I generally have tried easy level. Yes, Kunal. Easy problems are very well enough for you to understand that you know the concepts of say functions and arrays, and a compilable and executable program. But product-based companies, they really stand somewhere between medium and hard, I would say, because they have a very high filtering standard, because there are so many applicants for any company when they run say a drive for all India drive for Microsoft, or say Kickstart, or CodeJam for Google. There are so many applicants, they don't have a shortage of the applicants. What matters is, like I said, always how best you can code in the efficient way. So again, coming back to the simple efficient coding example, um, here the question is to find the number of inversions in an array. So that asks another question: what is an inversion? A comma B both are element of an array. It is called an inversion if and only if A is greater than B, but index of A is less than index of B. Okay, so okay, sorry there. Okay, so here I'm going to explain it with an example. So 5 appeared before 3 in an array, then 5 3 is an inversion. All right. What about if there is a 5 3 and a 4? 5 3 is an inversion, 5 4 is an inversion, but 3 4 is not an inversion, right? Because index wise 6 is less than 8, but the value should be greater than, so 3 is not greater than 4. That is why it is not an inversion. So yeah, I hope you understood the question. So let's see a poll here. So the first question is, all right, how many inversions do you expect in a ascendingly sorted array? So there is an array which is you can consider only unique elements, and there is an array which is ascendingly sorted. How many inversions do you expect in that array? Okay, we are all right. So we got 60% of them saying 0, which is the right answer, because there will not be any inversions. Every element, if A is less than B, then position of A will be less than position of B, which is index of A will be less than index of B. That is exactly what sorting in ascending means. Now I'm opening up another question called, what would be the number of inversions in a descendingly sorted array? Now think about it. All right. Okay. So around 30% division is about NC2, N square, and N. So descendingly sorted array, if you take any 2 elements, then that is a inversion example, right? So there is N choices, and you are taking any 2, and that will be an inversion. So the answer is NC2. All right. Moving on. So how do we tackle this problem? Let's talk in the very naive way. Probably this you can throw it as the first attempt, if this was indeed a product-based interview. What you do is you have two nested loops for I equal to 0, I less than array, for j equal to I plus 1 and j less than array. I hope you know that this is how you get all the pairs. So there is a for loop here, I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and then here for j equal to I plus 1, j less than n, j plus plus. If you are printing here, I'm just writing printf, where percentage d as array of I and array of j. This is how you get the NC2 elements, NC2 combinations that we just spoke about. All right. So, and yes, array of I greater than array of j, then that is an inversion, because I will always be less than j, because j only started from I plus 1. But array of I greater than array of j, then that is an inversion. All right. This is the naive approach. Now we can analyze how good it is. Time complexity is order of n square, of course, because the outermost loop will run for n iterations. For each of that iteration, you have another order of n loop, which is the inner loop. So what would be the total? Order of n into order of n, which is order of n square. Now, like I said, it is not a great solution. These companies like Microsoft, Adobe, they want you to improve on it, or you even start with a far better algorithm than just naive brute force algorithm. Okay, so we are in the quest of a better solution. For that, you need to have a prerequisite. There is something called binary search. Binary search is finding the position where an element E in an array. Okay, binary search will only deal with sorted list. So for now, we can take it that it is ascendingly sorted list. And binary search dash is giving you the position of where E should be. Now, this is not exactly binary search. That's why I'm calling it binary search dash. Because here the purpose is not to find the element E itself. The purpose of binary search dash is to find the position of E if it was actually there in the array. That also means it is same as the number of elements in array which is less than E. Let's take an example. Array, so this is index 0 and this is index 5. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. What is binary search dash of array, comma 15? 15 actually belongs here, right? And all these elements should be moved one position to the right. So what is the index here? 1. That is what you are getting. This is also same as the number of elements in array which is less than E. Yeah, there is only 10 less than E. So this is about binary search dash. If you already familiar with any STL libraries in C++, you can look it up. Lower bound is exactly what I'm talking about. All right. So going ahead. Is this a better solution? Let's see. So array is, we can take it that it is already given. New array is an empty array now, and we are thinking to keep it always sorted. And inversions count is 0. So for int I equal to 0, I less than array dot size I plus plus. Inversion count is nothing but I minus binary search dash. So I want all of you to take a pause here and understand what I am trying to say. Let's leave it for now and come to the next one. insert new array and array of I. So like I said, new array is initially empty. Then we are inserting array of I, which is like every element from array. So each time, like end of this loop, you can expect that new array will have the same elements in the array. But like I said, if we are keeping it always sorted, we will be getting new array as the ascendingly sorted array of array, the variable array. All right. So what is inversion count? So when we are at, say, I is equal to a particular location, then inversion count is I minus binary search dash. I is nothing but the elements which is already there in the new array. I can effectively replace this I with new array dot size. Both are same, either I or new array dot size. I rather not call this function over and over again, because this I is same, because every time I'm going to insert that element, and I know that this is a distinct element, so it will definitely add it to the new array. So initially it is 0, I will be 0, and the new array size will also be 0. So here, like I said, what is binary search dash? It will give you the number of elements less than current element E or array of I. If this is the case, then the rest of the elements, which is new array dot size minus binary search dash, these would be the elements which inserted before the array of I, and they are greater than the current element array of I, right? So like assume 10 and 10, 20 has already been there. Sorry, 10 and 20 is already been inserted, and now 15 is coming, right? So binary search dash will give what value? It will give value 1, because there is only one element, which is 10 less than 15. What is I here? I would be at 0, 1, 2. I value is 2, or the new array size will also be 2. So 2 minus 1, which means that there are 2 total elements and one element which is less than the current element 15. That leaves out there is one element which is greater than current element E and also appeared before E. So that is nothing but inversion, right? Because we are traversing from left to right. If there are bigger elements which already happened, then that is an inversion. So that's how we are computing the inversion. We just add it every time. Yes, Brinda, you can watch it later. Okay. This is not a better solution. Why? Because we were almost at the verge of making it a better solution, because there is only one array, one loop, and there is this binary search. And if you know binary search, it's a order of log n complexity. But insertion, this can be as bad as order of n. What I meant by is that if you consider a descendingly sorted array is always appearing, then you may be having like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 here. Then an element 5 comes, binary search dash will give you 0, and I is nothing but 5. So 5 minus 0, inversion count will be made 5. But the point here is that after that, when insertion happens, I need to insert this 5, to here, to the initial location. That means every 10 need to go to the location of 20, 20 needs to go to the location of 30. This will make an order of n moves, right? If this is the case, then we have not made our algorithm any better, because order of n has another operation which is having order of n. That again goes back to order of n square. Here I'm going to tell you an advanced data structure. We will be covering this in our sessions. Binary index tree is easy to use but harder to understand sort of data structure. But let's see. There is only two functions you need to understand right now. One is get cumulative sum, which is equivalent of binary search dash. All right. Then an insert. Insert is time complexity of order of log n, order of log k. I wouldn't say order of log n because k is the maximum number of bits. So when k is fixed, this is as good as order of n. Sorry, order of 1. So if you get that question, if you get this question in a, say, HackerRank, there will be a limit that 0 less than any array element less than, say, 1 million. If this is the case, then you know that maximum value can appear is only 1 million. That means number of bits that need to represent 1 million is fixed. If that is the case, this is an order of 1 and this is also order of 1 operations. All right. So but here I'm talking as log n or log k because mathematically speaking, that number can be as large as possible and then it may be a bottleneck. So if k is very large, then it is also bounded by log n by a symbol modification. All right. So coming back to our question, here we are following almost the same thing that we had discussed before. Bit array, instead of normal array, we are calling bit array. And for in the I equal to 0, I less than array size, we are calling get cumulative sum. Like I said, this is exactly equivalent of binary search dash. Insert, this is going to be our bit array insert. Like I said, you don't need to know what is binary indexed tree, but just those two operations. One is to know how many elements which is less than the current element which is there, plus how to, it goes insert. So here we got the state of art solution. Like I said, if the number of bits need to represent the largest number is fixed, then we don't have this log n anymore. We only have the order of n solution. This is also order of 1, if the number of bits are fixed. If this is the case, then we got the best solution, right? Order of n. Okay. So in coding bootcamp, this is what I'll, overlay of what I will be covering in my sessions. There are a lot of interview problems that are just modified version of classic competitive coding questions. What I meant by that is, say, if you know how to solve largest common substring among two different strings, then it's a classic competitive coding question and you probably know the answer. But then in the interview, they will ask, what is the largest palindrome in a string? So if that is a question, you can build up from the fact that you already know the classic solution. Then one array is that array itself. The array, you can just inverse that array, reverse that array and make it the string 2. If string 1 is the given string and string 2 is str.reverse. Try to build it from here so that you can apply that largest common substring algorithm probably here. All right. So most of the interview questions are just made by altering the conditions of classic competitive coding questions. Second thing is algorithm designing through different paradigms like greedy approach, dynamic programming, branch and bound. Then Thirdly, I'll be introducing C++ and STL libraries for efficient coding, because most of the time the sorting or this binary search, everything you need to, they will be only a part of your bigger picture of your algorithm. If that is the case, then you just need to import the library and just use it. You don't need to know the implementation side of sorting or say binary search. And then ability to answer interview questions from top product based companies. Like I said, I'll many of my assignments or the questions we are discussing, I'll be tagging them saying that this company asked in this year, and will you be able to solve it, or I'll be explaining it. And then finally, problem solving using advanced data structures like binary index tree and generalized suffix tree, etc. All right, from here, I'm giving over to Mr. Pandal.
So thanks a lot, Dheeraj. It was an amazing session. I hope the people who are interested to join the product companies would have liked the session a lot. And definitely, it seems to be it was very different for me because I don't know anything about coding. So it was like in the middle of a desert for me. But sure, the people who are attending this session, definitely they would have understood the concepts that you've taught here, because that is something which is gonna be helpful in their interviews during the product companies. For example, Dheeraj, you know that in top colleges, VITs, IITs, SRMs, right? You get this product companies in the coming months, and people will be preparing for it. For those people, I think this session would have been like a definite, it would have definitely helped them. So the advanced coding bootcamp to get placed in top product companies that we are conducting from June 30th. These are the companies which the advanced coding bootcamp, if you attend, this would be the companies that you can attend after attending this session. Like these are the companies where data structures and algorithms they'll ask for. So if you have any questions on this, for example, some people are asking, explain about the coding bootcamp. So 48 hours online live sessions from June 30th to 22nd July, guys. It will happen in Saturday and Sunday every weekend. That is, there will be 4 weekends from June 30th to 22nd July. And yes, as Dheeraj said, what to expect in this boot camp, right? You can expect classic competitive coding questions, mainly ability to answer interview questions from top product companies. As he said, he'll be tagging questions from these are the kind of questions that will be asked in Amazon or Google or Microsoft. So you can prepare from that, and see, honestly speaking, there'll be a lot of solutions out there, but state-of-art solution, like how to solve it in the best possible time, that is something which is very, very important, right? So this session, this coding bootcamp, is only for people who are looking to get placed in product companies. This coding bootcamp is only for people who have basic knowledge in programming, who have basic knowledge in data structures and algorithms. Of course, we'll be teaching you the advanced level coding, so you should be like you have to be a little bit knowledge and these kind of products, right? So how to join this bootcamp, right? So here are our instructors, like Mr. Dheeraj, who spoke with you guys right now. He's a gate topper, all India rank 8, and it is Masters in Computer Science from IISc, currently working in Microsoft. And Mr. Hemant, another lead instructor from our team. He has worked in Amazon and Cisco, and 6+ years of training experience. And we have a very good content team. You can just visit our website to check the coding bootcamp page. That would help you. So we have an early bird discount. I'm sorry, this is 3,000 rupees. This is not 1,000. So we have a 3,000 rupees offer. So I'll just write it. The coupon code is PR1000, and you will get 3,000 rupees off. And you can purchase this course for 6,999 after using this code. And guys, it's not selling. It's only for people who are interested to join product companies. Definitely, this session will definitely help you understand what are the kind of questions that it'll ask. And yeah, I think it's time to take some questions from you guys. Yes. Right. Thank you, Shubham. All the best. Sir, is dynamic programming and graph theory comprise majority of asked questions in Super Dreams? If yes, what is the level generally asked in Light to Hacker Rank and Geeks for Geeks? So, can you please answer this, Dheeraj? There's a question from Ritik.
Right. Ritik, hi, this is Dheeraj. Normally, all the companies will have some specific team which will target and make sure that not all of them will, like, the cutoff is very high and the standard is very high. So when compared to HackerRank, I feel it more like between medium and hard question. I even got one hard question in my no, couple of hard questions in my placement, and the rest of them were the rest three of them were medium level. So this can happen. The medium and hard level are very common in these companies.
Great. Nagaseti Abhinaya is asking which language is preferable for coding? Which language is easy for coding is what she's asking.
Okay, C and C++ is very coding friendly language in terms of efficient coding or competitive coding. C++ it is bit more preferred because there are a lot of support in this STL libraries.
Okay, Ishan is asking what are the rounds there in big companies?
So primarily there will be some prelims and then face-to-face interviews of 3 or 4 rounds. But every round they will be asking only competitive coding questions, and sometimes just about what your project was about.
Okay, Ali Mohammed is asking what is the scope of mechanical engineer in product companies?
Hey Ali Muhammad, it all depends on how good you are in C or C++ related language. It does not really depend which stream you are coming from, but if you are really comfortable with the language and how to code basic problems, then definitely you stand a chance.
So Mubina is asking, Dheeraj sir, can you please tell us the exact process of being selected in Microsoft? So basically your Microsoft experience, so that it'll help a lot of students to prepare based on that. Just interview experiences are always good for them to understand how the interviews will go, and it'll help them prepare. So can you please share your insights about it?
Right. So I was the same person in 2013. I attended All India Microsoft Drive, which is like common for every college in India. From there, it was sort of an out campus process for me. I had around 6 or 7 rounds where you will be asked to come to some center and write coding, and they will be giving you assessments. Then there are Skype interviews, and finally one or two rounds will be face-to-face interviews. But in-campus placement is much easier, which is like 3 or 4 rounds of face-to-face interviews, and maybe there is a round before that. But everything is just about either blackboard coding or just coding in the computer. It's all, they will always be asking these toy problems like we discussed. Number of inversions does not have a real life application, but it will make you think, and it will make you come up with the best solution and even a better solution. How can I make it more efficient? This sort of thoughts, therefore it will always be flooded with this efficient coding questions.
All right. Which is better, hackathon or Geeks for Geeks? So your experience about it?
HackerRank or
HackerRank, sorry.
Yeah.
That's HackerRank, I guess.
Right. Geeks for Geeks is not a place where you can really code. It is a place for you to go and understand the algorithm. But HackerRank is a place where you'll be seeing the questions and you'll be answering it. Right?
Okay. Is Java good for coding competition? Sai Abhiram Al-Thluri is asking.
Java is good for coding competitions because if you host it in any platform, they will expect Java to run bit slowly, like Python, and you will get that time benefit also. So for C, if it is running in 2 seconds, they will give you like 3 or 4 seconds for Java/Python.
All right. Prakriti is asking, if you're a beginner and we doesn't know so much about coding, then what we should have to do to get placed in product companies? Of course, I believe that's the question.
Okay. The problem here is that you first need to have build up on very good idea about those basics. That is clearly the prerequisites of that course. But yeah, you need to have knowledge of how to define functions and how to use functions and arrays and loops, etc. Because this course starts from the prerequisite. It starts from the belief that you can write a normal algorithm, a naive algorithm, which will give you the right output, right?
All right. So, a lot of questions. So I'm sorry, guys, if I'm missing out on some question, because there are a lot of questions coming up. What are the chances of getting to the interview round that out of 3 questions you attend only 2 of them? I didn't understand the question, Shailaja. Can you please repeat it? Hacker run problem solving is enough? Is the question from Isha?
It is the problem. Yes, if you are able to solve all the HackerRank problems, then it is fine. But learning from HackerRank, if you don't know a concept or you don't know how to do it, then learning from HackerRank is a very toughest job. So I learned it in the hardest way. I solved many problems and some of the questions I couldn't answer. So I give up the question. Then I will be able to see the answers posted by the top coders. I download them, read them, understand the backbone of the algorithm, and then build the code. So it is clearly because there is no a well structured syllabus anywhere. There is no standard textbook on competitive coding. That's why with my knowledge I made it in a sort of ascending order of the difficulty. I cherry pick the problems and make sure that if you know this, then you will be able to do the medium level questions and then make it hard.
Right, great. Kunal is asking, is it bad if you're not comfortable in competitive coding but well versed in web programming for dream companies?
Sometimes, Kunal, sometimes the job profiles will be having, you need to know this web programming, or they will be hiring for Android or web programming. In that case, those knowledges will help. But most of the dream companies will definitely ask 2 or 3 efficient questions, and if you cannot answer, you probably will be eliminated.
Is Python good for coding, Dheeraj? For a question from Sarada. One more person, Rahul, is asking about Python. So can you please answer this? Mageshwari also.
Python is very simple to code, but not really very competitive coding friendly. But it is very easy to code. And yes, you can, because in this course I'm more focusing on algorithms and strategies and patterns that will be super useful, that you can cross apply from solution to solution. With that aspect, I think language will have very choice of language will be having secondary compared to the primary backbone, which is algorithms and data structures.
Okay, a question from Aditya. Sir, do we need to know how the STL algorithms work, or is it enough if we know how to use them?
Yeah, so the STL libraries, standard template libraries, it is given for you as a black box. So you never need to know what goes behind it. You only need to know how to use them.
Which one is better for, okay, that we have answered. Which algorithm do we need to focus on more? Saini Chatterjee.
Which algorithm do we need to focus on more? Frankly speaking, they can ask any question from the vast variety of algorithms. There is not a cut and right rule, you can say. But here we will be discussing a lot of problems, and I'll be even walking through the exact thought process that you probably can follow. I'll not be saying you need to follow exactly through my footsteps, but after answering a lot of questions and after doing a lot of assignments, I think you will develop a skill so that any problem you will get an idea to start, at least begin with an algorithm which is not very naive, and at least to some extent it is efficient.
Which language is preferred for competitive programming? A lot of people are asking the same question, so I'll compile this questions and I'll ask it as one. Which language is preferred for competitive programming?
I personally prefer C++, but you guys can choose Java, Python, anything.
All right. Shailaja asking, if there are 3 coding questions given to you, which with marks increasing for every consecutive question, and I attend only the first 2 questions, what are the chances that I make to the interview level? Yeah, but it depends on the situation, Shailaja, because like you don't know what will happen in any panel, right? So yeah, is a month enough to master coding? Archana's asking.
Yes, I would say yes. If you concentrate enough, then that would be enough.
All right. So last 2 minutes, guys. I'm taking the last few questions. I'm missing out on a lot of questions. Hi, sir. Will all the coding platforms support collections STLs? Question from Nandini Jaikumar. Will all the coding platforms support collections or STLs?
Not sure I understood what you mean by coding platform. If you mean the HackerRank sort of things, then yes. Even you can select different standards of C++, and it is always compatible.
Babilu is asking. Okay, I missed that question. Once. Okay, it's left. Amazon, Microsoft like companies will hire graphic designer. Yes, maybe. What are the important data structures with? What are the important data structures from interview point of view? What is that?
You need to know basic data structures like hash table, linked list, trees. There will be a lot of questions that is related to the pointer based data structures. Like they probably will even define a new data structure from an existing data structure. So in our session, I'm even explaining a problem which is a specific type of tree that just Microsoft just made up. But yeah, pointer based data structures are asked a lot, and that is one thing. And knowing hash, heap, everything will also be very useful.
All right. So
Does the rank on the platforms like HackerRank, CodeChef matters? Some of the companies, if you claim that you are good in HackerRank, I've been in HackerRank and solved many questions, then they probably will ask you, show me your handle. But otherwise, if you just out of nowhere, you just started becoming master in coding, that is most of the time it's okay.
all right. So thanks a lot, guys. It was a great session, I guess. It helped a lot of people. So, uh, you know, we'll probably come up with some more sessions like this so that it will help for people who are preparing for product companies, and for people who really want to crack product companies. The online live sessions which Dheeraj will be and Hemant will be handling is going to help a lot of people. So if you really want to join, you can join. I'm sure this is going to help a lot of people. So thanks a lot, guys. If you're joining, use the coupon code PR1000 to save 3,000 rupees. That's going to help you. So all the best, guys. All the best for your upcoming placement season. It's going to help you. It's going to be a great time for you, because the most important 1 month in your college life. So up your ante and do well. All the very best. Looking forward to see you all. Thanks a lot, guys.